The small town of Bowie was a quiet place. The people were friendly, the crime rate was low, and the only excitement that ever came was when the tourists came to visit the nearby state park. But all that changed one day when a young woman named Sarah woke up from a nightmare, and realized that she was trapped in a never-ending bad dream. Sarah had always been a bit of a dreamer. She loved to read books and watch movies, and she often found herself lost in her own imagination. But this dream was different. It was so real, so vivid, that she couldn't tell if she was awake or still asleep. In the dream, Sarah was back in her childhood home. She was sitting in her bedroom, looking out the window at the snow falling. She felt a sense of peace and contentment that she hadn't felt in a long time. But then, the dream started to change. The snow began to turn to blood, and the trees outside her window started to twist and writhe. Sarah felt a cold, dark presence in the room with her, and she knew that she was in danger. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She tried to run, but her feet were stuck to the floor. She was completely helpless. The presence in the room grew closer, and Sarah could feel its icy breath on her skin. She closed her eyes and waited for the end. But then, she woke up. Sarah sat up in bed, her heart pounding. She looked around her room, and everything seemed normal. The snow was still falling outside, and the trees were still swaying in the wind. But Sarah knew that something was wrong. She could still feel the presence in the room with her. She tried to tell herself that it was just a dream, but she couldn't shake the feeling that it was real. The next day, Sarah told her friends about the dream. They all thought she was crazy, but Sarah knew that they were wrong. She knew that she was trapped in a never-ending nightmare. Sarah tried everything she could to wake up. She tried staying awake for days. She tried drinking coffee. She even tried banging her head against the wall, but nothing worked. She was stuck in the dream, and there was no way out. As the days went by, the dream started to get worse. The presence in the room became more and more. Sarah was starting to lose hope. She didn't know how much longer she could keep going. One night, Sarah had the dream again, but this time, something was different. The presence in the room was gone, and Sarah felt a sense of peace. She knew that she was finally going to wake up. Sarah opened her eyes, and she was back in her bedroom. The sun was shining, and the birds were singing. Sarah was free. She got out of bed and went to the window. She looked out at the snow falling, and she smiled. She was finally awake. Sarah never told anyone about the dream again. She didn't want anyone to think she was crazy, but she never forgot the dream either. She knew that it was a warning that there are things in this world that we don't understand, things that are waiting for us in our dreams, things that can never be escaped.